which is my temperature, should drop down to about 400 degrees. Just keep an eye on that now. Okay, there's the boost pump. Okay, boost pump's running. Hear the boost pump running?
Yes, I can hear it.
Okay, you can hear the boost pump running. Okay, good. Let's just check our temperatures, T's and P's. Okay. Okay, so AGP is clear. Just got my alternators still on. That's fine. NC stabilized at 25,500, which is good. T4 stabilized. Yeah, that's dropped down to 300 now. That's good. Standby horizon is uncaged. Pitot heater is on, or will be on once in a minute. Pitot heater is on. Oil temperature is rising. Yes, it is. Volt meter 24 volts. Yeah, that's good. Avionics on, check as required. Okay, rotor brake is off. Fully forward. Throttle lever will be advancing the throttle lever. Okay. Keep continuing to ensure that NC and T4. Okay, there we go. Can you see the rotors turning yet?
Not yet, nothing. Oh, I can see it now. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Okay, right. So, rotors are turning. You need to keep pushing that rotor. Keep advancing slowly until the rotors start turning. Got to ensure that NC, my T4, remain within limits. So my T4, which is this gauge, which has got the green on it, which is next to my bank. Just checking to make sure I'm synchronized. I'm still synchronizing now. Keeping an eye on the torque gauge. Let's get a little bit of illumination there. There we go. Okay, so torque's at 20%. We're going to just advance that through now. Just keep pushing that lever forward. Now this is the key piece. I just keep making sure that my rotor and my turbine are aligned. That's really, really important. And you can just hear it keeps picking up. I'm now at 30,000 now. Okay, just keep pushing through. Letting it synchronize 30 to 45 seconds. Because what we're going to do is make sure that it's still synchronized. Don't overspeed it. Keep pushing through. Okay. Okay, my generator caption's done on my ACP. Okay, my flag's gone now from my artificial horizon. Okay, just let the clutch engage. Check all my captions. Okay, that's fine. Okay, must make sure that this throttle lever is fully forward and gated, it's locked. Else the auto hover won't work. Now, the auto hover won't work because you're obviously in the aircraft. But obviously, single pilot, the auto hover will engage. Okay? Happy?
I see.
Okay. So, okay, my Alt and R's now gone from my warning panel. I'm now going to check to make sure my turbine speed is stabilized at 43,700. My central warning panel is clear. Okay, I've got an auto, I've got a PA on there, so that is, where are you? Okay. AI is uncaged. Torque meter test. Test my torque meter. That's good. I'm just going to bring around that. You remember I said about that MPS? Can you see my torque meter, which is the underneath my airspeed indicator? I'm just bringing round the setting bug now. Can you see that moving?
I can see it. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm setting that MPS now. That MPS should be set against the OAT, which is the outside air temperature, and there's basically a maximum torque I should be pulling, about 95%. If you pull past that, you'll get a little red light. If you hold that red light for more than 10 seconds, you will cook and burn out your turbine. So that's really quite important.
Oh, okay.
So, can you switch on the nadir?
Sorry.
So what you got? Yeah, are you able to switch on the nadir?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, right. So if you look down, you will see looks like a telephone pad, an old school telephone pad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a button to your left-hand side. You just need to rotate that button, move it to the left. Don't know if you can do that or not. Have you got a mouse that can do that?
Yes. Just let me double check. Right below the screen, the panel underneath the TV screen, right?
No. So if you look at the center console, you see where it says 1, 2, 4, which is our VHF radio. Can you see that?
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. Now you can see a bank of knobs. There's a knob, it's like a spindly one, and there's two on top of each other. I want you to move the one to the very top. I want you to move that. It's on BUT at the moment. I want you to move it to PA. There you go. And again, please.
PA.
Yeah, move it again. Okay. And then see the one underneath. I want you to move that one as well. Bring that one up. There you go. And again. There we go. Okay, good.
Oh, I have the French cockpit, so I don't quite understand.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so. Okay, so before takeoff, we do some checks. We make sure our central warning panel is clear. Flight instruments are erect and set. Flags are all retracted. Got an issue here with the compass at the moment. I think that's this should disappear. Just move that back to BUT, can you? The top knob.
Like this?
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Okay, those flags should retract, and they're not retracting for some strange reason. Not to worry. Fuel content is sufficient. Warning lights, engine lights are out. Remainder are checked. Everything else is good. Doors are closed. Handles are flush. Harness is locked and tight. Anti-cols are on. Nav lights from standby. Collective frictions adjusted. Okay, we're ready to lift. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, we're lifting. So the thing about the Gazelle is I need to put probably about a good proportion of right pedal because it's a Fenestron, it will try and whip you around. So just gently pull on the collective. Pull on the collective. There we go. And we're off. Nice and gentle. Just going to hover taxi. Now what we'd usually do, we'd call for clearance out of here, but I don't think there's many people flying. So usually we call for clearance. But I don't think there's anybody flying on this server at the moment.
I don't see any radio frequency on my SRS as well.
Okay, not to worry. So nice and easy. Yeah, this is 06. So what we do, we just sit here and we get clearance to say we're taking off. Sit here in the hover. Okay, we got clearance. We're just going to just turn around gently. Gently push the cyclic forward. We're now into ETL.
That is transitional lift, right?
Effective translational lift, yeah.
Okay,
we're doing probably about 70 knots now. I want to be about 90 knots when I come off the threshold. Still got about 60% torque. 90 knots. Now we always do some abbreviated takeoff checks. We check our central warning panel, make sure that's clear. We make sure the temperature obviously hasn't affected anything. We make sure that the SAS is obviously on, which obviously I've not put on. Just it's a stability augmentation system. It gives you a bit more feel, that's all, on the controls. Harness is still locked and tight. Taught me to note the reading, which is 70%. NC still within limits. T4 temperature is still in limits. And our central warning panel is clear, which it is. So that's it. That's the full takeoff from cold start to we're taking off and just climbing now. See, obviously I've got my 430 there as well. Can you see my 430?
Not really.
You cannot see the... okay. There's a 430 sat there as well, which obviously I use for navigation.
Oh yeah, I don't have it yet.
Yeah, right, okay. Well, obviously I've got a 430. So this is the range. There's a number of targets on here for the range. We usually use guns and rockets. We use the Lima. So with an OH, you'll be trained on the Lima and the Mike variants, because some missions you require a Lima, guns and rockets, and sometimes we take the Limas up as well with a Mike. Anyway, so
work both of them together.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the Limas, they'll push out. So, you know, if they see anything, they can engage quickly with rockets and guns, and then mark a target for any of the Mikes that we'll have. So this map is a perfect training map. There's a number of training areas where we can practice our landings, our formations. There's a reconnaissance map as well, which is designed purely for us. We have our own map as well. We have our own FARP. Only Gazelles can take off from, and you know, we train up there extensively when the guys do their RL1. So once they do, so what we do RL2, we finish off with a big navigation exercise, all piloted dead reckoning, using Excel spreadsheets to produce a route card. If guys have got combat flight, they can use that as well. One of my last courses I had in August, I had a Spanish guy, Portuguese, Italian, and a South African, and they all took a number of legs and basically flew the length of the training map. Quite a long flight, but you know, I went to try and get all those guys through in the one night. And then from that, they then fly from the special FARP for Gazelles. So there's almost like a bit of a moment where they do no longer take off from Sochi, where we've just took off from. They obviously take off from the FARP, which is further north. So you know, so they start working on their RL1 activities. So it's a bit of a rite of passage.
Oh,
so when
nice.
we're flying in valleys, particularly, we usually fly halfway up the valley wall, because if we get into trouble, at least then I've got some altitude in order to put myself into an auto rotation. If I'm too low down, I've got no room to maneuver, and I'm going to be in trouble. Also, more so once we start looking at defensive operations, if we come under ground fire, again, we can make a quick turn and get out of trouble. If we're flying right down there on the valley floor, we've got no room to maneuver. So what we try and do is we try and fly halfway up the valley floor, you know, a bit like this, and we either sit on the left or the right hand side. We may switch as well, depending on what the valley's doing. So here I'm just looking, so I can got clear space right ahead there. I can see a FARP down there as well. Sorry, not a FARP, a FOB. Okay, which we could land at if we wanted to.
Oh, I landed there.
Yeah, so that's Archer. Okay. So that's Archer. We can land there.
Those maps, this mission is really well done as well.
Yeah. Well, this is just a training map. This is. Our missions are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I'm not going to land there. I'm going to push on. Obviously, I'm using a bit of memory from where things are. But yeah, it's a beautiful aircraft. I mean, once you get your saturation limits, as you want them, the aircraft just flies beautifully. Really does.
Yeah, just to see how you can fly it. I figure out that's a me issue. It's not totally a module issue,
No, it's not. It's not. And we'll land in a minute. Open map. Oh no.
And you're using your train all the time, right?
Sorry?
Do you use the train at all in this aircraft?
A little bit, yeah. So when I make a maneuver, I always trim the aircraft, and then and then fly the aircraft. So make a maneuver, trim. Make a maneuver, trim. Use the magnetic brake to trim the aircraft. You can see she flies, quite beautifully.
So you should you just leave the magnet brakes on, and then use the trimmer button.
Yeah. Leave the magnetic brake. Yeah.
I have to figure that out. I still could not get it to work.
It's okay.
I'm gonna get a lot of practice in this. So,
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's just practice. I mean, that's all you just practice, practice, practice. Okay, let's go and land at an LZ. I think there's one up here somewhere.
I just found the temperature gauge just above you, right? To your right side.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, the OAT, yeah, outside air temperature gauge, yeah. Just up there, look, it's at about 10 degrees at the moment. So it's obviously a little bit cooler in the valley. And, especially with flying temperate missions in the desert, obviously that has an effect. And especially when we're carrying missiles as well. If we're carrying 4-tow missiles, and it's a Syria map, usually we have about 70% fuel. So that's one thing you got to have in consideration as well. But this will all be covered in the training.
How long do you stay up usually?
Mission probably about an hour and a half, usually. Depends if we're doing hovering and we're out of ground effect. Usually about an hour and a half. But obviously I've got a tank as well. I've got a tank up here. If you just look up above my head, there's a little white gauge. Can you see that? There's like a little white, yeah, just above my head, literally almost in the roof. Yeah, yeah, that's a gauge. That's my my fuel tank. So basically, I can switch that gauge, and that'll give me another 90 litres. So that's probably about another 20 minutes of flying. So that's my reserve basically, on top of my 420 litres that I've got, that I'm carrying already.
I have to say the model is really well done.
Oh, it's really beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, we do know there are some issues with the flight model, but there's a lot of people there that are not helicopter pilots or even flown this aircraft, so they don't know what it is. It is a twitchy aircraft. It was a twitchy aircraft when I flew it. It was a twitchy aircraft when Gizmo flew it. It's because it's a racing car. This is a Ferrari of the sky, this aircraft. It's absolutely amazing what it can do. It's fast. It's faster than the Kiowa as well. You know, and it's an impressive aircraft. It can carry 4 hot 3 missiles. Kiowa can only carry 2 Hellfires. Yes, the Kiowa's got a lot more surveillance equipment. You know, it's a bit more standoffish. This aircraft was designed to be very, very close to the enemy, marking and recording information, staying sneaky, staying masked all the time, and reporting back enemy positions and enemy movements. I mean, the aircraft that obviously I flew was totally. It wasn't to have no weapons. It had no weapons at all.
So you actually flew in one of these?
Yeah, I was the left-hand seat. I wasn't a pilot. I was in the left-hand seat. But obviously, you were trained to, you know, take control of the aircraft in emergencies.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I was in the seat what you sat in.
Sorry.
And Gizmo, who's our standardization pilot, he actually was a Sea King pilot in the Royal Navy. So he's obviously got about 200 hours, I think, in the Gazelle, because it was their main trainer.
So I really don't know much about the Gazelle. Is it still in active duty?
It's been phased out now.
Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah.
It has a large fan base. I have seen some videos of the Gazelle in real life, and
yeah,
there's a lot of Gazelle fans out there. It's really really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my own Facebook page as well for the Gazelle.
Oh, cool, nice.
You know, and we're getting quite a few. It's only DCS Gazelle, of course, but you know, you love the aircraft. She's a beautiful aircraft.
So, I assume you don't wanna switch to the Kiowa once it comes out, do you?
I will have to switch to the Kiowa because. Give me 1 minute. I'm just making an adjustment on my my heading.
What the hell?
It's okay. It's all right. I just I was trying to look at my map and then realised that my aircraft was doing something. Yeah.
All right.
I usually have voice attack programmed, where I can just call up, so I can say show map. My map will come up automatically, so I can see my map. At the moment, I'm manipulating my F10, and I didn't have the aircraft trimmed. That was my fault then.
Oh, okay. I thought you were playing around.
No. I wasn't playing around. Definitely not. No, I wasn't playing around. Definitely wouldn't do that.
But that was fun.
I take all my flying. I take all my flying very seriously. You know, I treat it as if I was flying my real life as best I can. You know, else what's the point? So
that's
no.
the point of simulation, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Especially when you're flying in VR, it's just amazing. So no, I just having a quick look at my map. But no, you can call up voice attack, and basically you can bring up commands. So you can say show map, and my map will come up. I can bring up my communication menu. I can drop smoke if I want to, all from a command of a voice. Without ever having to press any buttons. Don't press any keyboards, buttons, or anything like that at all. That's really quite superb.
That should be really useful on aircraft that need 2 pilots, right?
Exactly, yeah. And which this aircraft does need 2 pilots. You know, so and certainly when the Kiowa comes in as well. I mean, with Huey multi-crew, obviously we're seeing that the 2 pilot, the multi-crew, is just a game changer. You know, that crew resource management piece is something something significant. And I just hope that they sort out the multi-crew for the Gazelle, because it's got a few limitations, especially when you're using the Vivian, for example. The Vivian's an almost impossibility to use in the left-hand seat. As a single crew, that's fine. I can use the Vivian because I can use my various switches on my HOTAS, on my throttle station to manipulate the Vivian reticule, the sight picture. But if you're sat in that left-hand seat, you've got to use your collective, and there's just too much deflection to make those real fine movements of the sighting reticle.
Oh, so it's not doable.
No, I'm afraid not, Gator. No, but it's not at the moment. Got some issues.
I was about to ask if we do missions like with 2 crewed aircraft, like 2 pilots in each aircraft and multi-crew, but I think not, right?
At the moment.
It's alright.
Yeah, I mean, Huey's is getting there, but the Gazelle's a little bit broken. I mean, at least now you can hear the rotors. They sound in sync. Beforehand, the multi-crew was just horrendous. If the aircraft was going to fall out of the sky, nothing would work. At least you can manipulate some of the avionics. You weren't able to do that beforehand, so there are improvements, I guess.
Yeah, I see. Also, on external view, the FLIR camera is deployed for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it should be, right? I think that's out of sync.
Say again, sorry.
I think it's out of sync because it's deployed. It's kind of twitching around. I'm not sure if it should see like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's right, to be quite honest. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to land shortly one of our artillery firing positions called Too Tall. It's where our artillery is based, and when we're in the reconnaissance village, we can actually call in that artillery using the Nadir and using basically some commands, and adjust that artillery onto some targets. And we do that as part of the training. Like I said before, RL2 is all about flying the aircraft safely. No weapon systems. You only start dealing with weapon systems once you've got the confidence to fly the aircraft safely, and then you're bringing in joint fires, bringing fast air in, artillery, naval gunfire, using hot freeze. The world really is your oyster in this platform. It's quite a versatile aircraft. So if you look ahead, you can see too far. Just see it on the ridge line. Can you see it ahead there?
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's too far. Okay. So I'm just going to start doing my checks, because I'll be coming to land shortly. Okay, so CPS temperature set, torque meter is set, fuel contents check are good, landing light as required. Landing light is on. Harness locked and tight. Anti-cold strobes as required. Okay. So got good separation. 200 meters. Looking out for some smoke. So I'm not going to fly straight in. What I'm going to do is just do a pattern. Assess where the wind's coming from. Always land into wind. And obviously then looking for hazards and other issues that are going to affect my approach. So looking, I do an advisory call as well into that fob, just to let them know who I am, what I'm doing, and they may not want me there, or they may have aircraft inbound. So also put an advisory in as well. So looking for some smoke. 2 Chinooks down there as well. Okay, there's the smoke. Seen the smoke. Okay, got some trees there that are quite close on the approach. Right. So I'm just going to start slowing down now. 90 knots. Just start easing back. I know I've got plenty of torque, so I've got plenty on the collective. Just going to make a 10-degree turn. Continuous 10-degree turn. Bring the aircraft round. Keeping an eye on my instrumentation. Okay, looking good. Dropping down to 70 knots. Okay. There's my turn. Approach is looking good. Yeah, got the smoke. Just decelerating now. Bring it down to about 50 knots. Right on the smoke. I'm just going to just cut between those 2 trees. There's 30 knots. Notice there's a little bit of an incline as well on the LZ. I know I've got 15 degrees is my maximum with this particular aircraft. So I'm just going to make sure I'm a little bit ahead of the smoke, so it looks a little bit flatter. Yeah, I've got some smoke there. I just don't want to be in the smoke if I can help it. Okay, just start feeling now. Just gently pulling up on the collective, holding it there. Bring the aircraft down. Bring the aircraft down. And she's down.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so collective levers fully down. Friction's required. Landing light is off. SAS is disengaged. PBDI is up in standby, and my anti-cols are on. So there you go. Can you take off? Can you take control of this aircraft? Have you got control? Can you?
I don't know how to take control.
Ah, okay. Okay, right. What we'll do?
It should be C, I think.
Say again.
I think the keybind should be C. Let me check.
Okay.
I don't see any keybind for that to take control.
Do you not? Okay, right. Right, so I am going to lift. So this is obviously one of our gun positions. This is too far. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to do a little bit of masking. Okay, so I'm now lifting. Just hold the aircraft there. Just hold it there. Just a gentle pedal turn. Just holding it there in the hover. Obviously I can't auto hover, so I'm just... Obviously I don't want to be anywhere near those guns. pulling on the collective, just a slight bit of cyclic pressure forward as we now start to move into ETL. And now we are increasing speed. There we go. Lovely. Okay, quick look at the map. Get my orientation. Oh, where are we? Okay, so we'll be going west. Okay, making a turn, 10-degree turn. That's nice. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so after takeoff, torque meter is okay. We're pulling about 80% torque. Temperature is in limits. SAS is engaged again. T4 is in wind limits. T's and P's, and CWP is clear. Okay, good. Okay. So this is the back end of the train area. Got a village down there. We've got some BMPs down there that we can engage. So what we do as one of the RL1 assessments, pilots will obviously will produce their route, and they'll be tasked to do a reconnaissance on this village, for example. And the idea is obviously to make sure they don't get spotted, because we could be down there occupying a vehicle, looking for you guys, and making sure that you are taking on board all your training. Could be a SAM system down there, so are you maintaining your appropriate levels of masking, so you obviously don't get took out by anything down there, any nasties. But let's go and have a look. Nothing's going to fire at us because they're not set. But I think we've got a BMP section down there. I think there's a Zoo-23 anti-air, and I think there's also a couple of oh, there you go, look. See the little warning that came up there then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just letting us know that we're now actually in a live recon range. So if these vehicles were set to engage, then they'd be lighting us up now. But they're not set. Obviously we can set those. So let's go and have a quick look, see what there is. Always having a look. Okay, there's something there, look. A few BMP2s there, look. You can see because we've got the 30mm cannon. We've obviously got a Zoo-23A in my 3 o'clock position. Okay, there's the BMPs, look. Bit of infantry down there as well. Looks like a checkpoint of some type. This could be like some sort of Bosnia scenario. We got some more vehicles there, look. Obviously you'd be like 3 or 4 Ks away, up in the high ground, observing and then reporting back. And the task might be to bring some fire in, for example, bring artillery in. So the artillery that we've just seen, you would be bringing in the fire to take out all these different targets. There's a Zoo there, look, just down there.
I didn't even know you could do that in DCS. That's really awesome.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. You certainly can do that. You can bring mortars in. You can even bring ships in as well if you've got the range. So I'm not going to go into the detail of it now, but you'll learn it all using the Nadir. The Nadir will tell you where you are. Then you laser the target. You punch the azimuth information into the computer. You give the computer the range to target using the laser, and then it will give you the coordinates of the target you are looking at. And then you can then use some code, which is already pre-written, and all you've got to do is adjust on the bomb spread, so whether or not it's 5 meters or 50 meters, what type of ordnance you want. So is it HE? It might be a mission at night, so you might want to use the illumination flares. You might want to light up the enemy. because you might have some some KA-50 AH helicopters nearby, because they don't have the night vision capability like we have. Oh yeah, I mean, the Gazelle is such a versatile platform. You know, there's so many different things that the Gazelle can do, and it's and because some people don't like the flight model. I mean, look, I'm flying it now. You know, it flies perfectly fine.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there are some silly manoeuvres that you can do, which defy physics, but I just don't do them, because you can't do that in the real Gazelle, because the real Gazelle's got servo jacks, and they're rated at about 2G. Now, once I get to 2G, then my controls won't go any further. I can't push past that, so I won't be able to do a roll. You understand the axis, don't you? Longitudinal axis, lateral axis, vertical axis, yeah?
Yeah.
You know what those mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my longitudinal axis now. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then I've got my lateral axis. Okay. So the helicopter in real life can't do a roll in the longitudinal axis because the servo jacks will stop it from doing that. It can do one if I go in the lateral axis, but I'm going to need altitude, and also I'm going to need to be pulling back on the stick, you know, pretty hard to be able to, and I need speed as well. So I need to be basically trading that speed for altitude as I'm climbing, 30-degree climb. But yeah, this is what we do. I'm just going to land. So I'm just going to put down. So again, looking at where I'm going to land, looking at my obstacles. Okay, there's a technique which we go through when we're making that decision making when we're landing the aircraft. You know, you'll learn all those techniques. You'll learn the techniques of recording enemy as well. We use a number of mnemonics, which are just abbreviation ways to remember things. You know, we use the salute report for identifying enemy. So I'm just going to put down probably somewhere on the road. So I'm have a look on my. Okay, so I've got some smoke there. Looks like smoke's probably going to. Okay, so I'm going to come in from the east. Quite a few obstacles down there. I love the shadow you get as well on this aircraft. You know, it's absolutely beautiful.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to bring around. A bit of a tight turn. Yeah, I think. Okay, so there's a telegraph pole there, so just to be careful of that. I think we got. There's a tree there. I'm going to clear that tree. I'm just going to put myself down in front of the BMP. That tree there isn't close enough. A little bit of an angle on the. I'll just put it down gently. In the ground effect. And we're down. Nothing to this model. Nothing to this model. She flies beautifully.
Yeah, I could. I really have to learn it, how to fly it properly, because I thought it was impossible, you know. I could do barrel rolls, I could do loops, and yeah, I have to set it properly.
We don't do any loops because you don't do it in real life. I know what I need to do a loop. I mean, yes, there is some manoeuvres I may have to do to get myself out of trouble, but you know, we fly the aircraft, you know, properly and safely. But okay, so let's lift out, lifting. That was a bit raggedy. Wasn't concentrating then. Got to fly due south. And stick it on a ship back to Sochi, and I think that'll do us. I think. Okay, so CWP is clear. check. Temperatures are dropping to about 9 degrees. SCS stick feel is in limits. Harness locked and tight. Torque meter is pulling 80%. NC is within limits. T4 is in limits. CWP again is clear. Good. Okay, so that's takeoff checks done. Okay. So what do you do for a living then, Gator? Work-wise?
Oh, I am a web developer.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's an awesome skill, that is.
Yeah, I like
That
developing things, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But I have always enjoyed simulators and... Oh well. I ended up in DCS not too long ago.
That's
Started
good, man.
buying
That's good.
my stuff like the X56 and Truck IR and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Have you got VR now or Track IR? What have you got?
Truck IR.
Track IR. Got it. Yeah, I fly VR. I've got a HTC Vive Pro.
Oh, nice! It must be a really different experience, right?
Yeah. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. But I mean, look at this. Look at this view here. I mean, beautiful. Got rivers down there. Got mountains.
I did not know the Caucasus map could look this good, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. We've done Western Africa. We did me and Gizmo. We're both military veterans. We did a in real life mission. Mission actually happened it was 10 years ago. Actually, it was 10 years ago. So yeah, 2000 and no, it was 20 years ago. Sorry, 2000. And we made the Caucasus look like Western Africa just by planting trees and changing the temperature, making it a lot hotter. And that was really cool. That was a really cool mission. That was.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Your missions are awesome.
Sorry?
The missions that you guys do are awesome. Just by what I see on YouTube,
yeah,
you guys have really nice mission editing skills.
Yeah, there's some real skills in the den. That's a certainty. I mean, me and Giz, we're not great mission builders. It took us a long time, but we produce quality missions. Probably 1 or 2 missions a year. But Satua and Bard, those guys, can really produce some. And there's another guy as well, TNT. Yeah, they can produce some really good missions. I mean, we did a whole Caucasus campaign, which was just amazing. The Caval campaigns, they were just fantastic. But yeah, I mean, this new influx of people that have joined us as well, so we're keen to get those guys RL2 into missions, and then onto RL1, and then they can then start taking part in the international missions. I'm just going to climb up this, just mindful of what I've got in my torque. I've got about an extra 10% torque left. Don't really want to be trading too much speed. Okay, keeping 70 knots. Pulling a little bit more just to clear the rest of these trees. And still maintaining 70 knots. Okay, that's good. Okay, quick look at the map. Okay, looking good. I think we probably need to be a bit more 220, I reckon. We're gonna land on the ship. We've got ships out there, so we've got the tower, which is the the aircraft helicopter carrier, and we've got the Ali Burke, and we've got a Ticonderoga class out there as well. and we do what's called a Charlie pattern when we land on ships, and that's all taught as well as part of the SOP.
Oh, what is that?
So the Charlie pattern is basically it's a normal entry pattern, 1,000 feet, and then basically what you do, you fly down the beam of the ship, which is the front of the ship. You do a brake, okay, and then basically you brake left about 300 feet, and then like do a 180, so you're coming down the other side of the ship, and then turning into the ship. I'll demonstrate one for you.
Oh, nice. Operating out of ships should be really fun as well, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got Giz. I mean, Giz was a Royal Navy helicopter pilot, so he's always been in and out of ships. So obviously, he brings a lot of expertise to us. And we got on the American side, we got TX Sailor, who flies Seahawks, I think they are, S60 Black Hawk Navy versions. So he flies those.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, we got some Chinook pilots from Greece. We got some crew chiefs. Got a guy that's just qualified as a British Army pilot. He's going to be flying the Wildcat, which is a surveillance helicopter. So we've got a lot of transferable skills, and we've got some really good sim pilots as well. No military experience, but really, really good. We've got a guy that flies Mi-8s. Fantastic pilots. Really good sim pilots. Very passionate as well. He's building his own hind rig. He's built it from scratch, and that's something else. It really is. It's amazing.
Oh, it should be huge, right? All of those switches. That cockpit's crazy. It's one of the craziest in DCS, I think.
Yeah. He's built a hind. In preparation when the hind finally arrives. And Nick Gray, who's the CEO of Eagle Dynamics, he even made a comment on Mole's Facebook page as well. So when you got the CEO of Eagle Dynamics is actually making a comment about your cockpit, that's a great tick in the box.
Yeah, that's a commitment right there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
We should be getting the hind soon as well, right?
Sorry?
We should be getting the hind released soon as well, right?
Well, I don't know. To be honest, I thought the Kayawari would have arrived, but I know they've had some coding issues. Speaking to Polychop, and clearly they want to release their aircraft as it's right. They're not going to do an early release. So they've learnt lessons. What the F-16 Viper experienced. It wasn't right. It had lots of issues, and they've learnt from that. So, but I'm not sure about the Hind. I don't know whether it'll be early release or not. They might early release it to get some money into the bank. I don't know, but it's got to be right. There was a lot of hype. It's like the Kiowa. So much hype with the Kiowa. I'm really looking forward to the Kiowa.
Yeah, me too.
But it's not as fast as a Gazelle. It won't. I've got the same payload as a Gazelle, but it can buddy lays. And it can pass on targets, and that's the stuff that obviously I'm looking forward to. And the flight model as well. As an instructor pilot, I need to get up to speed really, really quickly on the Kiowa. So I'm looking forward to it. So you're a web developer then?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's
a beginner
awesome.
One, but
sorry.
I am still a beginner, but that's what I do for a living right now.
That's really cool. Have you been affected by the COVID? It's just crazy at the times at the moment.
Oh yes.
What situation with Brazil with COVID at the moment?
Yeah, it's crazy down here as well.
Yeah.
But I work for pharmacy, the pharmaceuticals company.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So you work obviously a lot from home then, yeah.
Yeah, and my company has not been really affected.
Yeah.
If
Got that.
Yeah, if I have to say anything, it was boosted by the pandemic.
Yeah, of course.
That's
Well,
crazy.
exactly. I mean, some people are going to be winners and some people are going to be losers, aren't they, in this whole pandemic thing?
Yeah.
You know, it's been absolutely terrible. Really has. I mean, they talk about, you know, we're in tier 3 at the moment. They're on about us going to tier 4. And Liverpool, because obviously I live in the northwest of England. So Liverpool, Manchester, I live between those two great cities. And they're on about tier 5s. And it's absolutely crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
And because of my age, you know, I'm not going to see any vaccination until July next year.
Have you been? Your work has been affected as well.
Well, I work in project management, so I mean, some of my colleagues have had COVID. We've obviously lost colleagues from COVID, so you know, still working. But yeah, it's and people have been made redundant as well. Obviously, I've managed to keep on of my job, you know, for the time being. But yeah, it's and obviously I guess I'm in one of those industries where work with defence, you know, work in transportation. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's one industry that's not been affected in some shape or form. Like you say, yours has had benefits because you're obviously in one of those, you know, those markets where there's a demand at the moment, you know, for pharmaceuticals. So
Yeah, and that always will be, I think.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Man, look at this beautiful, beautiful rolling hills.
No, imagine, just picture the new clouds in here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Rolling hills, absolutely glorious.
This is the best part of flying helicopters in DCS.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I can see the tower out there as well with the Arleigh Burke and the Ticonderoga. Okay, so let's set up for a Charlie pattern then. So direct entry to 300 feet, no more than 1/4 of a mile. So basically, we're going to land on the tower, but what we'll do, we'll use the, I think it's the Ticonderoga. So we'll fly over the Ticonderoga, and when the tower is in our 7 o'clock, we'll then do a break, 180 break, and then we're going to the Charlie pattern. So basically what we're doing is almost like a 180 loop to land onto the tower.
Alright, sounds good.
As part of the RL2 process, naval operations is a separate ADQUAL, so it's a added qualification, and obviously you'll be taught to do this Charlie pattern, day and night. Obviously night's slightly different, but we'll do one day. So the only problem with this aircraft is it's all in metric. Obviously I'm used to working in Imperial. Even for my military days, it was always knots and feet. So I've got to do a bit of a quick calculation. So 300 feet, that's about 106 meters, I think, something like that. So okay.
Me on the other hand, I only know metric. I don't really
Your
know.
metric, yeah, your metric, yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, and by the way, how do I go about our sessions? How does that work? Because it's quite different from another squadron that I play with.
Okay.
There we have like RL sessions.
Right.
And we just schedule it and knock it off, basically. But I see you guys have a lot of more stuff going on. I still don't get it how it works in here.
Okay, well I'll go through that with you. What we'll do, we'll land on the tower, and then what I'll do, I'll go through the process. I'll share the screen. I'll share you my instructor pages, and you can have a bit of an idea of the tasks. Now you think, right, well, if you think, well, God, there's a lot of tasks, but actually there's not really, because you know, you could demonstrate RL2 in probably 6 sessions. You know, I know people that have done RL2 like in a day because they wanted to get it done, but obviously they came with a lot of skills. You know, but I've also got flyers who have just started in the Gazelle, and you know, and they are, you know, getting to grips with it. But you know, we'll work at your pace. But what's also important as well is for you to do your own study as well in your own time. So you know, because obviously we can show you the techniques in the multi-crew, but you obviously need to demonstrate those techniques back to us. Which you know, but you know, we're here to help. You know, there's a big community there, and you know, just reach out. We can either set up a course, but that all depends on demand, or we could just do, you know, one-on-one sessions, which we can do as well, where you just reach out and say, look, you know, anyone flying tonight? I want to do RL 1035, for example.
Oh, I see. We can just reach out and ask. I am asking,
Yep.
but I am not really in a hurry. I know that I will have to spend a lot of hours practicing by myself and reaching out and asking for tweaking here and there.
Yeah.
But
That's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. And you know, that's what we're here for. We're here to support and here to help. And everyone wants to bring other people in and to fly in the OH squadron and be awarded your shadow patch. And you know, then get your shadow patch on your aircraft and on your flying suit. Okay. So again, obviously, I'd do an advisory call. If someone was manning the tower, I'd call out to them and just let them know who I am, what my intentions are, you know, where I am in the airspace, and you know, what I'm going to do. So maybe something along the lines of, you know, Tara, this is Shadow 1, single flight of Gazelle, 10 nautical miles. I am north-northeast at 1,000 feet, QNH 10138, ETA Tara in 0545 for landing. And basically they'll come back to me. They'll obviously let me know that, you know, Charlie Patton, report when on downwind leg of Charlie Patton. Something along those lines. And we've got all those scripts. They're available. You can put those into your knee board, so you can just learn those, or even bring them up when you're communicating on the radio. One thing about OH pilots is we do communicate a lot on the radio because we're calling out positions of enemies, or enemy pre-seen, or it could be a landing zone, or whatever it may be. So you know, we are quite vocal on the radio. So I'm just looking now. So it looks like, so I need to change my approach. So I need to be flying over the Ticonderoga. I'm just going to check that now. So I'm just going to bring up my F10 map. Just trim the aircraft. Yeah, it's a Ticonderoga we're going to fly over. So we're going to execute the Charlie Patton. Probably about 100 meters flying over the Ticonderoga. It's a quarter of a mile off the beam of the tower. So I just realised my radar altimeter is not working. Oh, that's not good. That's not great. Okay. When did that go in the fritz? Okay. Okay, so it's 300 feet. I believe it's 80 knots is my entry. Okay, right. Yeah, I think it's the Ticonderoga I'm going to be flying over. So I'm going to fly over the Ticonderoga. I'm going to make a break, a 180 break. I'm going to come back down the other side of the Towera, and then I'm going to land on. So it's almost like it is like a 360, that loop that I'm doing around the aircraft carrier. But it all starts them running down the side of the Ticonderoga. So let's have a look. Okay, so altitude is good. Speed is a little bit fast, but that's okay. Can bleed that off. Quick check. CWP is clear. T4 is clear. Torque is clear. NR is holding. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, right, so it's 80 knots on the brake. Right, okay. You there, Gator?
Oh, yep.
Okay. Okay, so...
I was checking out on the radio systems in this.
That's okay. There's 3 radios, so you got the Victor, you've got the Uniform, and you got the Foxtrot mic. We use the Foxtrot mic for intercoms between the Gazelles. We use the Victor usually for ATC communications, and we use the Uniform for command. When we fly against the Italians, it's there's about 6 different frequencies that we need to use. So I sort of spread those frequencies around the team. Because we're calling into AWACS, we're calling into A10s, obviously the FARPs as well. They're all got their own frequencies as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. About 60 pilots are flying on the Italian missions.
Oh, that's really cool.
They're really cool.
We can bud delays for A10s too, right?
Yeah, we can. And there's a script as well. So basically, we call what's called a 9-liner out. So the 9-liner is just a script that you call out, and then you call out what laser you're going to be using. So whether it's 1565 or whatever it may be. Okay, so not in the right position here. I might have to do a bit of a tight turn here. Altitude's good. Okay. Need to be making 80 knots on the turn, so quarter of a mile out. Basically, I'm going to be flying straight over that Ticonderoga. Okay. We're braking left at 300 feet. 45 degrees relative bearing to the beam. Okay. Looking good. Altitude's good. Okay. Here we go. Lined up. Looking good. Here we go. Keeping the speed on. .90 knots. A bit more than 90 knots at the moment. But I need the speed. 300 feet. Okay, there's a Ticonderoga. We're flying right of it. That's a quarter of a mile. Looking good. 45 degrees. Off the tower. We'll make our brake. Looking out.
We just pass it.
There's the brake now. Making the brake. The brake keeping the 80 knots on. Coming round. Looking for the tower. So coming round, pulling round. Can't see the tower yet. Yeah, got visual on the tower. So coming round. Pulling back round again. Gonna land on 4 spot. A little bit of left pedal. Come down.
Oh, that was perfect.
And we're down.
Oh, that was really nice.
Okay, so
I really want to learn this right now.
Yeah, I bet that's pretty good actually sat in that left seat to watch that going round actually. Yeah, that's a Charlie pattern. That's obviously how to execute a Charlie pattern. So, okay, so all we've got to do now is just to shut down, close down. So just get the good book. It's all off the book. So, okay, shutdown checks. Okay, nav lights are flash, stick feel on, AI is caged. Throttle lever is okay, so just start to choose my throttle lever. Bring it all the way to the back. Okay, I've got my CWP, yeah, I've got to get my alarms there. Okay, fully locked. Okay, got to apply the rotor brake at 170 rotor speed. I'm going to try and make sure the blades are at the 12 o'clock position. Okay, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of just going to help it on its way a little bit. Should really wait till it's wound down, but don't want to be sat here just waiting for the rotors to go down. Okay.
Do you have to hold that?
Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's it locked now. That's locked. Rotors, yeah, should be at the 12 o'clock position. As long as it's between 10 and 2, that's fine. Okay, so everything else is off. Generator off. Altimeter, alternator and battery off. Okay. Pump off. Okay, that's it. That is the end of the intro to the Gazelle. A little bit different because I know you flew the Huey. I know you're in your own mind's eye that you're still learning the Gazelle, which is great. But at least you had a bit of a potential to see what we could do in the Gazelle, and you can see that the flight model is not broken. It's just that real pilots. It's just that real pilots are not. Real pilots are not reporting that it's broken. That's the problem. You've got people who think they know what they're talking about and they don't. So,
yeah, exactly. And the people that say crap about it, and most likely never been close to
never flown it.
Yeah.
Never flown the aircraft. Never flown the aircraft. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to come out of that.